Hello! Hello everyone, welcome to another one of my videos, and today I will be showing you some small tips on generally building your armour and why these are very important. So I will be giving you the most important ones, and you should take these in mind because despite them being general ones, you can apply them to all types of costumes, but these will be for armour suits more specifically, but like I said, they can be applicable to other things. So, well, the first thing I'm going to talk about is preparation. Now, this is something that you can apply to all types of costumes, so this isn't actually, this tip specifically isn't for armour suits and everything. One of these is that when you're preparing a costume, you will want to prepare for it so that you can avoid mistakes and having to go back and redo things again. So what I am talking about here is that when you're preparing a costume, what I advise, and you don't have to do this, but it is a good idea, is that when you are building a costume, you want to make sure, lots of different costumes, but where things like measurements, for example, like for my armour suits, measurements are very important, that kind of thing. So what you want to do is make sure that you prepare your plan for how big things are going to be. Obviously these measurements might change, but when it comes to these, if you haven't built a part in like the right size, for example, you'll find that you will have to probably, especially with things like EVA foam, it's very hard to get these pieces rebuilt. So sometimes in unlikely cases you may be able to just cut down on the foam, just cut some pieces back, but it will result in something that doesn't look as good. But it's best to cut down the time down. You want to prepare for how you're going to build them. Step by steps can help sometimes. Like as you've seen, I've already shown you some pictures of how I prepared my third armour suit, and it was very helpful, but at times I didn't actually do plans, and unfortunately by coincidence I just happened to have these pieces built in the wrong way, so I had to restart some of them. And the fact that I had these measurements with me and everything means that I could restart them really quickly, and it cut down on the time basically. So that's my first tip. So my second tip is going to be about the result of your costume, and this is much more important for things like, I would say it's more important for things like suits, things that are quite big, you know, not just normal clothing, because normal clothing you know what to expect, because it's going to be from a certain type of material, and it's the same any other clothing, so if you get it wet, well, you can dry it, etc, etc. But with like armour suits and these kind of things, people use different kind of materials for them, so what can be expected from the results and how well they actually, how durable they are, that depends on how you build them and that kind of thing. So what I'm saying is, when you build your costumes, you want to think about the end result. So for example, if, say, for the first one, and I do have a lot of things with me, the first suit that I made, I had the purpose of using this for paintballing, and of course because I wasn't thinking about I was going to compromise how user friendly it was, that kind of thing, for the battle hardened type, that is quite solid by the way. This was for paintballing, so what you want to make sure is that you focus, if you focus on durability, you want to focus on how durable the armour will be, and think about the different situations. Like if it got wet, well, if you're using cardboard for example, that's a no-brainer, you don't want to use cardboard. So so obviously it's going to be like, you're not going to be pleased if you use made cardboard armour and it gets wet in the rain and it gets ruined instantly. So with my second costume, which was made out of cardboard, like the first one, to make it waterproof in case it might have got ruined, but yeah, if it got wet, it would obviously get ruined instantly. So what I did with this is I taped it in duct tape before I added the paint job, and yes, it took a long time, but when you think about it in the long term, it is gonna be better because it means it won't get ruined. So that's another thing you gotta think about. This kind of tip, it applies to so much, but it covers a lot. So the other thing is, like, if you're thinking about instead of durability, if you're thinking about like how comfortable it is, then obviously you want to give yourself some space to move. That's my third armour suit. That was what my third armour suit was built for, so that I can move around. And I'll cover in another video what I built that for, but that was basically for movement and durability. So that's made out of EVA foam. EVA foam is very durable in its material because of it's very resilient to being ripped, and for comfortable, like how comfortable it was, I built it so that I can move around. As you can see by the footage I'm showing you now, I can move around it very easily and not get too tired out by it, even though in the long term, obviously, if I'm in it for a long time, it will start to cause fatigue in my muscles because it still restricts movement. But with this, for example, I've not worn this. I will warn you guys, and obviously I know myself, I've not worn this since I went paintballing, which was quite a long time ago. That must have been about a year ago, and I have obviously grown since then, so even then it wasn't user friendly. I mean, it was friendly enough that I could still wear it, but I will try and put this helmet on. Oh god. Right, here we go. This is good. I got cramps before, and I don't know, my head has kind of grown since then, so... Ow! It's had to have a very specific technique when I was putting this on before, because of the shape. Oh! Oh, what's going on? Oh my god. Oh.